Greetings everyone, it is Zakes here and we are back with our weekly videos. This week we are talking about the economy, right? We are talking about the economy because today saw the release of the GDP numbers for Q4 of 2024. And these are pretty important numbers because usually Q4 is what gives us the overall picture of the year, right? That we just came from how did the economy perform, which sectors grew, which sectors decreased. And as you would expect if you are a regular watcher here, our economy did not perform pretty well, right? The South African economy grew by 0.6% the previous year. That is not good. Just in case anyone out there was wondering whether that is a good growth number or not, right? Just, for context, similar economies to South Africa's in size are growing 3 to 4 times larger than South Africa's economy. And the caveat is those economies don't have the highest unemployment rate in the world. So in South Africa, we have the highest unemployment rate and we have an economy that is barely growing, if growing at all. This is concerning. This is why we are sitting with an ongoing social disaster in our unemployment crisis, because our economy is just strangled by the state. And as you know, we have been talking about the strangulation of the economy by the state. If you have been following the channel for a pretty long time, right, we have been talking about how the South African economy is overburdened by regulations. Even the state itself is willing to admit this. That is why they have programs like Operation Vulindlela, I think, which really aims to, deregulate. Whether they are successful in doing that or not is a story for another day. But there is a sentiment and understanding that the South African economy makes it harder for entrepreneurs to do business, and this has a myriad of factors that are caused by it. And at the FMF, we have committed ourselves to offering solutions as to what needs to be done to, take away the strangulation of the South African economy, unleash it, and make sure that it grows at a big enough rate for it to solve the unemployment crisis and generally create prosperity. And through this program of Liberty First that we had at the Free Market Foundation, we had offered a myriad of solutions, right, of that the state and the government of national unity can implement to grow our economy. That includes reducing the size and the scope of the government. This is an important one for me because I think that one of the major contributions, right, as to our economy not growing as much, even necessitating, an increase in taxes, is because we have such high debt obligations because the state just does so much. So I think in South Africa we need a change in consciousness in general, in how big should the state be and what are the things that the state should be doing. And we had a paper during our Liberty First run whereby we spoke and discussed the size and scope of the state and why it needs to be cut down. We spoke about, deregulating, especially the labor market, so that you solve the unemployment crisis and enable economic growth. We spoke about putting a moratorium on any increase in taxes and a myriad of other solutions, right, that can help improve the economic conditions in South Africa so that we get a growth rate that is better than 0.6. I mean, 0.6 is concerning if we have the problems that I have discussed. But as always, we always want to hear what you think, right? Since the GDP numbers were released, do you think that a 0.6 growth rate is serviceable? Is it good? Can the government of national unity say that it has been doing a good job? Do tell us what you think below in the comment section. Or do you agree with this libertarian that is Z here, who is saying that, we need radical change. We need radical reform to the South African economy. And most importantly for me, really, we need a radical change in consciousness among South Africans in how we consider what the state should do in our lives, particularly in our economic lives, right? Do we want to continue doing the same thing we've been doing that has left us with 0.6% growth year on year in terms of GDP and the highest unemployment rate in the world? Or do we want to change? Do we want to change and embrace liberty, deregulate our economy, and hopefully create prosperity? But yes, do tell us what you think. Leave your thoughts down below, give this video a like, subscribe if you're unsubscribed, and as always, remember, stay free.